South Australians are staring down the barrel of one of the worst housing crises in history.
New data has revealed just how tough Adelaide's property market has become for first home buyers.
In South Australia's capital city of Adelaide, housing is reshaping the future of this serene part of Australia. University graduates and tradies are being locked out of home ownership for good.
We're saving as much as we can every single week, but it's just not enough. It's not enough to keep up.
Rising costs are putting pressure on young couples trying to start a family.
Well, home ownership was once the ultimate goal, but it now seems like a distant dream for so many South Australians.
And it's only getting worse. If we look back 20 years, a median house cost about 4 times the typical household income. For every dollar a household earned, about 35 cents would be put towards servicing a mortgage on a median home. Generally, if a household is spending any more than 30% of its income on servicing a mortgage, this is considered mortgage stress. So while housing in Adelaide wasn't exactly affordable then, it was an environment where hard work, diligent savings and an aspiration for home ownership was enough to realise the Australian dream of home ownership. In Australia, Sydney has long been the least affordable capital city. 20 years ago, the median house in Sydney was priced at 6 times household income and demanded 45 cents on every dollar earned at the household level to service mortgage repayments. Comparatively, Adelaide was affordable and offered home buyers and renters better value for money. Not long ago, Adelaide shone as Australia's hidden gem. But something has changed. Housing affordability, especially in recent years, has hit crisis point. House prices have skyrocketed, but South Australian incomes haven't kept up. People are paying more money for the same roof over their head. Today in Adelaide, the average household will now have to spend 56% of income on servicing a mortgage on a median home. This is almost 9 times household income. In Sydney, it's 62% and almost 10 times household income. Adelaide has astonishingly nearly closed the gap on Sydney. Demographia's 2025 International Housing Affordability Report, released in May 2025, has ranked Adelaide as the 6th least affordable city in the world, declaring it impossibly unaffordable. Generally, when we think about the least affordable housing markets in the world, we think of major cities like San Francisco, Melbourne, and London. Now today, those cities are more affordable than Adelaide. So what has changed? The simple answer, nothing changed. Year after year, the South Australian government has stood idly by and watched the housing dream deteriorate for aspiring home buyers. Looking back over just the last 5 years, there has been a housing market boom amidst lower interest rates and households borrowing more. As home buyers across Australia were willing to pay more and take on more debt, Adelaide's lower comparative prices were compelling, and the city experienced a price boom. From 2022 to 2025, the median house price has continued to spiral another 30%, even as interest rates spiked and borrowing costs rose. So as the issue continued to swell, Labor governments at the state and federal level hid behind targets and promises that they said would deliver record-breaking delivery of new properties each year in South Australia. This promise was made in 2023 by state and federal Labor governments and is called the National Housing Accord. It included an initial aspirational target agreed by all parties to build 1.2 million new well-located homes over 5 years from mid-2024. Just a few months in, an Urban Development Institute of Australia report has found that SA was on track to fall short of the National Housing Accord target by 34%. Prices continue to soar, and at this rate it would seem that there is no end in sight as population pressures mount and new supply fails to materialise. However, incomes in Adelaide continue to be low in comparison to other states relative to house prices. In fact, on a household income basis per person, South Australia is the poorest state in the country. South Australia's housing crisis has transformed Adelaide from Australia's best kept secret into the 6th least affordable city in the world. A combination of government inaction, surging housing demand, a failure to deliver on government housing has left young people, families and first-time buyers locked out of the market, with many leaving the state for better opportunities. As prices continue to spiral, the dream of home ownership is slipping further out of reach. With affordability deteriorating, are people interstate and overseas still looking at Adelaide as the livable and affordable destination to raise a family? Can young people afford to move out of their family home? Can South Australians keep up with the rising cost of putting a roof over their head?
Authorised by A. Hyde, Liberal, Adelaide.